guys, I'm Lexi from Simply Kitchen Savvy and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to talk about knife basics in the kitchen. So how to properly hold a knife, how to use a guiding hand, and then how to make a proper cut. Today we're going to be using a chef's knife, which is just a large all-purpose knife that you'll see used commonly in the kitchen. It's good for lots of different things, good for fruits, vegetables, meats, slicing, dicing, chopping, you name it. Basically anything that's not small detailed work or something that requires a sawing motion, like cutting a tomato or some bread. There are two different ways that we can hold this chef's knife. For our first technique, we're going to take our four fingers on our dominant hand and wrap them around the outside of the knife's handle. So if you were left-handed, you'd be wrapping them around the left side of the knife handle. If you're right-handed like me, you'll wrap them around the right side of the knife handle. And then as you can see, my hand's already gone into the motion. With our thumb, we're just going to grip the knife handle on the opposite side. So all four fingers on this side, and then our thumb gripping the handle on that side. There's nothing wrong with holding your knife in this way, but technique number 2 is a little bit better for reasons I'll go into in just a moment. For technique number 2, we're going to take our middle, ring, and pinky fingers and wrap them around the outside of the knife handle. We're actually going to take our index finger and bring it up in front of the knife handle to rest against the side of the blade. Meanwhile, our thumb is going to come here on the inner side of the blade across from our index finger and is going to grip the blade lightly in front of the handle. So here you can see I've got all 3 fingers wrapped around the knife handle itself, index finger resting against the side of the knife blade just in front of the handle, and then I've got my thumb here resting on the knife blade in front of the handle on the inner side. As you can imagine, holding the knife in this way is more sturdy. It offers us more control while we're cutting our foods, but some people do find it intimidating to actually be touching the blade of the knife itself, though it is perfectly safe. And that is absolutely fine. You're more than welcome to use that first technique that we talked about. There's nothing wrong with holding your knife in this way either. So now that we know how to hold our knife, it's time to learn how to use our guiding hand. So our guiding hand is going to be our non-dominant hand, and this is the hand that we're more likely to see ourselves hurt when we're working in the kitchen, so it's important to know how to position it properly to guide towards our knife. So when we are using our guiding hand, we're going to put it into something we call the claw. For the claw, we're going to tuck our thumb in, and then we're going to tuck our fingertips in as well, just like this, and form basically a flat, relatively flush surface with the tops of our fingers kind of between where the knuckles of our fingers are. And you'll just bring this right down on top of the food. So as you can see, fingertips are tucked in, out of the way, not likely to get nicked. The same as could be said for our thumb on this side, not likely to get cut. And we've got this flat, flush surface here that the knife could brush up against and we would be perfectly safe, which is exactly what we want. So now that we know how to hold our knife properly and how to use our guiding hand, it's time to put the two of them together and learn how to make a good cut. So I've got a cucumber here in my cutting board, under which I have a damp paper towel, basically that helps prevent the cutting board from moving around while we're working. Just an extra added layer of safety. So I've got my cucumber here, form my guiding hand, place it up against the top. I'm going to use that second technique that we talked about, gripping the knife handle or the knife blade just above the handle. You're welcome to use whichever technique you would like. We're going to place the tip of the knife down on top of the cutting board. We're going to bring the knife just back into the food slightly, and then all in one motion we're going to thrust down and forward at the same time. Just like that. So let's talk through that again. Got our guiding hand, got our knife, tip of the knife against the cutting board, bring the knife carefully back into the food just a little bit, and then simultaneously down and forward. Got a different angle on that. It's good to see things from different perspectives. Alrighty, so here you can see I'm bringing the knife back into the food just a bit, and then down and forward. And again, back into the food, down and forward. All right, I'll do that a couple more times slowly and then a little bit faster so you guys can really feel the rhythm of it. Okay, and now a little faster. The more you practice with using your knife in this way, it really is easy to get a good rhythm to it, which is obviously good in the kitchen because it helps make our prep work go faster, and that's always nice. Alrighty. And there you have it. Now that you know how to properly hold your knife and how to use your guiding hand, how to combine them together and make a proper cut, it's time to just get out there and practice, guys. Good luck.